The 2020 PICE Fellows. Qatar Chapter, Fellow number 20-165, Engineer Geraldo T. Managelod. Qatar Chapter, Fellow number 20-166, Engineer Noel T. Jumawan. Qatar Chapter, Fellow number 20-167, Engineer Allen L. Nacario. Qatar Chapter, Fellow number 20-168, Engineer Ronaldo B. Nilo. Qatar Chapter, Fellow number 20-169, Engineer Delfino C. De Leon. Qatar Chapter, Fellow number 20-170, Engineer Michael G. Maglalang. Qatar Chapter, Fellow number 20-171, Engineer Luisito S. Carlos. Qatar Chapter, Fellow number 20-172, Engineer Alden P. Cagaya. Qatar Chapter, Fellow number 20-173, Engineer Emmanuel Herman V. Boceta. WRSA Chapter, Fellow number 20-174, Engineer Henry B. Andrina. EPSA Chapter, Fellow number 20-175, Engineer Clint C. Marquez. EPSA Chapter, Fellow number 20-176, Engineer Dennis Fred C. Sliano. EPSA Chapter, Fellow number 20-177, Engineer Soilo P. Caringal. EPSA Chapter, Fellow number 20-178, Engineer Erwin A. Gariando. EPSA Chapter, Fellow number 20-179, Engineer Roel Vincent L. Rabillas. Singapore Chapter, Fellow number 20-180, Engineer Emilio V. Mbile. Singapore Chapter, Fellow number 20-181, Engineer Richelo C. Dahalos. EPSA Chapter, Fellow number 20-182, Engineer Jolibert G. Cargar. EPSA Chapter, Fellow number 20-183, Engineer Orlando S. Caranto. EPSA Chapter, Fellow number 20-184, Engineer Narciso G. Mapalo. 2020 Specialists Confernment, Project Management and Construction Engineering. Albay Legazpi City Chapter, Engineer Clemente A. Ibo. Albay Legazpi City Chapter, Engineer Vierna C. Magdaraog. Albay Legazpi City Chapter, Engineer Simon N. Arias. Albay Legazpi City Chapter, Engineer Vincent A. Orozco. Albay Legazpi City Chapter, Engineer Hazel M. Salimbao. Albay Legazpi City Chapter, Engineer Joseph B. Esplana. Albay Legazpi City Chapter, Engineer Edgardo O. Aguilar. Albay Legazpi City Chapter, Engineer Leonardo S. Lanuza. Albay Legazpi City Chapter, Engineer Rachel M. Berces. Albay Legazpi City Chapter, Engineer Edgar D. Balitoy. WRSA Chapter, Engineer Henry B. Andrina. Qatar Chapter, Engineer Roderick C. Ragual. Qatar Chapter, Engineer Julkipli B. Palampisi. Qatar Chapter, Engineer Alvin B. Sally. Qatar Chapter, Engineer Elvin D. Fahutagana. EPSA Chapter, Engineer Tese T. Bustamante. Qatar Chapter, Engineer Joseph V. Pagar.